Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Want to push me in?
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you.
Two people outside. Roll call.
All right. Mr. Heaton.
I'm here.
Mr. Tate.
I'm here.
Other Mr. Tate.
Here.
Other Mr. Heaton.
Here.
Mayor Cogley here. And
The Heat and Tank Show.
yes, yes. Janet and Jeffrey are excused. Lou, unfortunately, is probably stuck in traffic trying to get home from a doctor's appointment in Pittsburgh, so.
Where's our solicitor? Is he coming?
Yeah, I talked to him today. I said see you at 6 o'clock and he might have forgotten, so he'll show at 6:30.
Okay.
But
He's
he'll
coming.
be here. He's
We told him.
coming.
Okay, we're gonna need a motion to approve previous month's minutes.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? I don't have to do that now, right?
No, we don't have to do that anymore.
Okay,
And I'll read the financial report.
should I do the agenda changes?
Oh, yeah. We should probably make just one small change in the agenda because you answered my question about the code enforcement,
Okay.
so we need to bring that up in the agenda.
We do need to bring it up? or
We do
We
not,
don't.
so we're
Okay,
gonna
that's what I
take that
thought.
off the agenda.
Oh, I didn't realize it was on.
Yeah,
Okay,
so we do not need to have that on the agenda, so if we could please approve the agenda minus the,
do we have anything else to add?
nobody,
Okay.
everything's on there,
Need
okay.
Need a motion to approve the agenda minus
Minus code enforcement.
change, yeah.
I'll make it.
I'll second. Can't have two Heatons. All night it's gonna be like Heaton J or Heaton Tate. Heaton.
That sounds good. You can take that.
So we got the motion, officer reports.
Alrighty, can I see that?
You certainly
I don't know
can.
where mine is, it's somewhere
It's okay.
buried. Everybody got a copy of the police report. There were 49 incidents that were handled by the Beaver Falls Police the month of March. So if there's any questions, the chief is available. Financial report, we spent $24,938.22 from the general fund. There was $4,845.03 for wages and $5,253.63 for bills. We had deposits and interest in the amount of $44,752.45, and the balance as of 3/31, $690.16.
Easy for you to say.
Sorry, my glasses
Thank you.
are in my purse. They're not doing me much good for reading small numbers.
Okay, I need a
Okay.
motion to approve the officer reports.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Okay.
Okay.
Fire Service Review Committee report. Kevin?
Okay, thanks. We are moving right along. We're right on schedule with our goals and objectives. And if you would like to know what those are, you can go to the borough website and you can see everything listed there for the committee, including a lot of the information and data and research that we've been gathering related to fire prevention and fire protection in the borough. We met on April 4th, a week ago. We meet the first Thursday of every month. We're not opposed to the public coming, that would be great. It's a working meeting though, and we hash out what we're going to do for the month. This month's focus is on gathering community input, community feedback about the fire service, really anything related to fire prevention and fire protection. So we have a survey online that folks can take, and we've had pretty significant responses so far. That survey can also be downloaded and printed and given to any one of us on the committee, and there's instructions on there for that. And we have a brochure that's also downloadable and printable. It sort of explains what we're doing, our calendar of events, for the committee. So this month, in addition to the survey, we're also having 2 listening sessions for the community where folks can come here and share their ideas with us about the fire service, their experiences, and so forth. So it's a listening, it's not a debate at town hall, it's a listening event. We're going to listen to people, and we have some questions we could ask. So we have 2 of those on Wednesday evening from 5 to 8 on April 24th, and then on Saturday morning from 9 to 12, that's on the 27th. So last month, we had asked from the fire department a copy of the ISO report. That was not forthcoming. So the committee has agreed to make independent steps to get that report from the ISO organization itself. And so for May, coming up next month, we're focusing on talking to our surrounding communities, their fire services, what's working, what issues are they facing. So we're going to go to them, they're going to come to us, whichever way, but we're going to talk to folks, in the fire departments, around and in the communities to see, give us a context for what they're dealing with in their communities. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Correspondence, Pat, you have any correspondence?
We'll be there.
The only correspondence, there was a little article in our insurance magazine on safety for pickleball courts, so I gave that to Jake, and one about how to take care of emergency generators. So I gave that to Bill. There's some information from LTAP on safety and maintenance training. If anybody's interested, I have the brochure. And other than that, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Need a motion to go to citizens.
Make motion.
No, I'll second it.
Okay, citizens.
First one is Cheryl Meter. Cheryl, yeah.
How do you spell your last name, Cheryl, please?
Meador.
And Cheryl, C-H or S-H?
CH.
Thank you. And your address, please?
3606 Craig Street.
Thank you.
Sorry.
You're good. I got it. What you got for us,
Okay.
Cheryl?
I just want, or alley, Craig Street Alley. I know it's been raining and everything. I mean, everything's just washed out from one end to the other. Again, like it is all the time. So I just was asking when the weather breaks, rain stops, if they can do cold patch. I mean, I'm serious, like from Craig Street, 37th Street all the way up down to Harbinson Road. There are so many potholes in between there. If we can get like cold patch all through there, it's really bad.
That's not pavement, is it?
Most of it's gravel. I was down there today.
No, we're not, they said that they cannot pay that. That alley cannot, they won't pay
Right,
it.
They don't
so
pay for paving alleys.
we'd have to, you wanted to
I mean, a
get,
lot of people use that
two A.
alley.
Yeah, that'd be a lot better to put on it. What's that? Later.
Let's get to A limestone. We talked about that a couple meetings ago or
I
not?
think that was last meeting.
No, it wasn't the last meeting.
Gotta get something that's gonna stay there, because we've been patching that for years and it just washes out.
Right,
No matter what you
exactly.
get, but the best thing that will stay there the longest would be the 2A.
That's the stuff that has the dust in it that kind of turns into concrete. We used to put that down. It did hold up.
You have some of that?
We don't have any
No, we need to
gravel.
get a load of it.
Yeah, we ought to get a load of them. Worth a shot.
It's
Because that-
expensive.
That's been a pain forever.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've been here
So,
34 years and it's gotten worse.
Did you price
Really,
that
really
in?
bad.
Is there any,
Yeah.
Is
I
that
put
one
that
of
all on my stuff.
Brian, is that one of the alleys that got tar and chipped many years ago?
Many years ago.
It has pieces of it that are hard.
Yeah.
Would we be better off to get rid of those and then, take the milling machine, chop all that up, and then go back and limestone the whole thing?
Probably a good idea.
Because that's what happened to a lot
I
of the
gotta
alleys.
remember, is
Back in
there,
the BMW days, they got tarred and chipped.
I'm trying to
And they
think,
broke
there
up.
was a sewer line that went down through the middle of that.
Oh, you're not going that deep. Just
No.
to do the, milling. Only taking off an inch,
I
right?
don't know if that's gonna make it worse if when you
I think
start
it-
digging it up.
That sewer line ain't very far to ground.
Remember
I mean,
some
both
years
things
ago.
are like really bad, but up in between, like, it's
Either way,
potholes
we'll find a
and
solution
everything,
for
so-
it. We,
Okay,
Do whatever we
Give it another
can.
shot.
okay, all right,
We got some
thank you.
2A. We need to
Thanks.
order, we need to go ahead and order a load of the 2A then. Where's that from? Oleaster?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We can use, liquid fuels for that, right?
yeah, we can.
Is that the best way to do it?
Well, I suppose it depends on what it costs. Cause we have to use some of it for the paving and we have to save some for salt in the winter. So,
We were buying 2A before.
how many triaxle loads do you think we need to do to freshen up all the alleys this year?
With that too, eh?
Way too many.
Yeah, you got a lot of tractor loads there.
Oh, my.
I would say just get a load and,
This is a good alley to try to see if it holds up.
We're going to need a couple of to start with then.
Yeah.
and hope for some light rains to pack it in.
yeah, not like this.
Yeah, cause you put it down now and it's just gonna wash right out.
So do I need to get council's approval to go through and get a couple loads of it, or do I just order a couple loads of it?
Just
I
order
think
it.
we just need to order. 'cause
Yeah,
that's
just
something-
order it.
That's just a regular supply that we try to keep.
Yeah,
So what we'll do,
In order to
Brian,
have some on hand.
we'll call 3 or 4 different companies, see if we can't get somebody,
Yeah, if we can get a little.
We should
a
probably,
deal on
do you
it.
think we should get that and get some slag and then from up there, get some slag for the flat areas, for the flat alleys? That's
I
good
mean,
enough
we
for
could
the
do that. I
flats,
mean,
right?
for slag, I can go get it ourselves.
That's what I mean,
Yeah,
cause that's cheap and we can fix the level alleys with that.
yeah, that's fine on the level.
So
Okay.
Dwayne McCann mentioned something to me the other day. He come down to the house and said that there's some sort of spray. It's almost like they call it tack. He said we might want to consider re-gravel in the alleyways and then running over it with tack. He said that it'll help hold it in place and,
That actually works good with that milling stuff.
right,
Yeah, with the milling, that would work.
How do you put that down?
You got to have a
a
sprayer.
sprayer.
What kind of a spray? A big one in a truck?
And that's something that we may be able to rent or hire a company to come out, have them go out for a week and then
Yeah,
That kind of stuff costs for that tax.
it's not that expensive. It's a lot cheaper than doing a road, that's for sure.
do enough times.
They,
you like-
they sell it in blocks. And it's what, those blocks, they stick in this drum and it heats it up and it turns it into,
So then you have to put something else on top of it again?
no.
I don't know what the difference between this is and that. That's
I'd have to look
right.
into it. I mean, it kind of just like drains down into the,
Is it like a tar?
I guess.
A few years ago, we tried something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
dry.
We tried something like that a few years ago. Remember that company we had come in and
Yes.
had gravel
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff mixed, and
Yes.
put it in the potholes, and it didn't hold up at all.
No.
You know, it
But
did
that
not
was
hold up at
different.
all.
That was on a hard surface. This is gonna be on a gravel surface.
I don't know if that's going to change it much.
We'll look into a
It's still
couple
gonna get
different
run over.
options at least and see what we can.
That's what I'd say, look into it.
I don't have a problem with stuff slagging and stuff, but I don't know what the extra money, whether it's going to be worth a
Right.
shot.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, get a load, and let's see what we can do with that. Start with Cheryl's, then hit mine. Mine's okay for now. I mean, it's not, but I'll get the tractor up there one of these days and smooth it out a little bit.
Who's next?
Michael Searable.
Good evening.
Some of you may recall I was here a few months ago to
Your name and
introduce.
address. Your name and address.
Oh, sorry, I have to give my name and address. Mike Saravolo, 118 James Drive, Beaver, PA. Again, good evening. Some of you may recall I was here a few months back to really introduce the Elite Athletics Sports Training and Development Facility down just down the street here. Tonight I'm actually here with two of my partners, Shane Chekin and Rich Casoli, and really just here to kind of give an update on where we're at. We're very excited about the project and where we're going. A lot of exciting things have happened. We've put a lot of time into really just engineering studies, bringing in different vendors, a lot of structural things we've been reviewing, environmentals, and we really are very, very close to the finish line pending really a few housekeeping items that we are hoping to get cleaned up here, hopefully even in the next day. So still very excited about the opportunity, hoping to get things finished up and close on the building this month. So.
That's the one down on Second Avenue?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Outstanding.
That's great.
That's great.
that's it. And,
Be glad to take any questions if anyone has anything for us.
What are you guys gonna focus on? What sports are you gonna focus on now?
So I'm Rich Casoli, as Mike introduced us. Yeah, so the facility is 20,000 square foot.
Yeah.
If anyone's been in that building, there's an integrated building inside of it. Our intent is to demolition that interior building, and it'll be really 19,000 square foot of turf. So really our core focus is gonna be baseball, softball, wrestling, MMA, cheerleading, football. That's it, football?
that's it.
All right, football. And then a lot of things related to speed and agility, because all sports has some that encapsulates everything, captures all different types of training disciplines. So we envision we'll have a variety of different styles of coaches, from novice level athletes to very advanced elite level athletes. We want to be a facility that is open to anyone who's looking to get better. So that's really what our core competency will be. Oh, and sorry, last one is soccer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to add, that being said, we do envision sort of various uses by different groups. So like Blackhawk, for example, lacrosse team, different needs like that will pop up as well that could utilize the facility.
Nice.
Are there gonna be any issues down there for you as far as parking? How many people you plan on having at a time? Is it gonna be, you have ample parking?
Yeah,
They've got a lot of
it sits on almost 2.5 acres there, so there's a lot of parking in the back end.
Oh, on the backside yours
Yeah,
too?
there's a lot of
Yeah.
parking.
Yeah, you got a lot of parking back there.
So we're starting to figure out the best use.
I didn't know
of
whether
it.
you just had the building and a piece in the front.
No,
or you
no,
have it
the
all.
back too.
Yeah, you've got a lot of parking back
Yeah.
there. Yeah, you're great.
We do see there is some washout happening on the corner of the building there where the street is and again, we've had a lot of rain, but I don't know if there's any plans for any kind of street addressing there or drainage issues, but there's a lot of water coming down, running through that corner across from True Plumbing. But.
I mean, now that somebody's moving in, we'll definitely come into it.
Appreciate that.
Somebody gonna be on the corner.
Brian was already down there. He smoothed it out the best he could, That's actually one of the roads that we have
It's on our list.
on our list. But depending on how all of the bids go and everything else, it's hard to say right now. We'll do the best we can with what we got, that's for sure. And if you guys have any issues, don't be afraid to reach out to myself or Brian and say, hey, listen, we've got a water issue down here. When we have those issues, that's when we have to take care of those.
Sure.
If you've got water that's, flowing off of the street and into the side of the building, we're gonna take care of that.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's
Anybody
everyone
else?
that's on.
That's it.
Okay.
Need a motion to go back to regular business.
I'll make a motion.
Alrighty.
Hey, we look forward to seeing that stuff, guys. That's gonna be cool. Thanks.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We're looking for the, we're looking forward to giving kids an opportunity.
Sure.
We give a lot of kids an
Don't know if you want
opportunity
to
to
eat
get
seconds in or not.
different knowledge instead.
Just put it down.
It's pretty funny. I'm putting Bill and Jason, I'm not putting Mr. Eaton because,
Mr. Eaton twice.
yeah.
First and then second and then. All right, old business, Jake.
Okay, let's see here. Well,
If you don't mind, I combined streets with buildings, grounds and equipment since Jake's
Right.
Fine.
both of them.
so
I tried to do that last year here before.
questions have been being asked about what's getting done, what's going to be done, things like that, and we've been doing stuff. So, since Brian started working, obviously everyone knows this is going to be part of the equipment side. I just wanted to give everyone an update of the things that have been completed. The boom mower, Brian had to put it all back together. New hydro cylinder, a few new hoses, and then he had to repair the power steering on that. The GMC truck, he had to replace all the brake lines, fuel filters, full service, fuel lines, and then he rebuilt the cab protector on that. That was a pretty big job. That truck is 100% ready to rock again.
What truck is that?
That's the GMC.
The big
That's the big truck. Our newer Ford, he had to rebuild a lot of the front end parts that were on that. A lot of stuff was wore out on it. New pads, rotors. He replaced the front tires with some good ones that we had, so we were able to save on that. He fixed and welded new mud flaps on that as well. The backhoe, Brian went out. We called around and tried to get some prices on some tires, and we actually got pretty lucky. We got a pretty good deal on a set of tires, and Brian brought them back here and mounted them up.
That's done.
He did that himself. That's done. The levers in the back, they were all loose, so that all got fixed up. The wiper motors weren't working in it, so he had to tear the dash out of the whole dashboard out of the backhoe and fix all that stuff. It does still need a service, so that's going to be happening soon. We're going to go out and pick up, the oil and the filters for that. I think we have the oil for it. We just need to get the filters. Bobcat had a flat tire. He replaced the rear window in it. It was blown out. Multiple wire issues. We called up to Bobcat. It was $400 for the wiring harness that we needed. Brian ended up finding one on eBay, and he replaced that.
For what, with fucking a quarter or something?
Yeah, it was
Saved
120
a lot of
bucks.
money on that.
We saved a bunch of money on that one. That one is serviced, all new filters, all new oil and all that stuff. So that machine, good to go. The leaf vac had a massive hydraulic leak. We replaced the battery in it. It also got a full service, and it is 100% ready to go. The mowers still need to be serviced. That's going to be fairly cheap. They just need a oil filter and small amount of oil, but that's going to be getting done hopefully by the end of next week. The chainsaws. So when Brian got here, there were 2 broken chainsaws here. He took the 361. That's probably $1,000 saw.
It's the one we just bought.
Yeah.
No.
Bought that.
No,
Oh.
not the 361. That's the Husky. The
Okay.
361 is the steel. That's fixed and running with minimal parts and labor. What do we pay you to have that fixed?
We had to fix it. Well,
Yeah, it's good to go. The 440 Magnum, that's a, $1,500-$1,600 chainsaw?
that's a big one, so.
Is that the one we just bought?
No, that's the other steel
Yeah, the big
that they blew up. That had, that was run with regular gas in it, I'm pretty sure. So we looked into the parts for that. If you guys decide you want to rebuild it, we can get the parts for $75. Brian can rebuild it.
Rebuild it.
It could be less than that.
I'd say do it for $75.
Yes.
I think it's a saw.
Yeah. Oh, you can't beat that.
You want that in the motion?
Do I need it
not
in a
for
motion?
$75.
$75. I just figured I'd mention it.
As far as I'm concerned, we do that. That's a no-brainer.
We got the pressure washer running, but it needs a new wand. That's gonna cost us $25-$30. Don't think I really need a motion for it, but we're gonna get it going again. But it is running, it's serviced, everything's good on that. The generator's good. I don't think we need anything for it. It hasn't really ran a whole lot in the last 3
What
years.
generator?
The big generator,
Emergency management generator?
yes. The one that we kind of use for both things. I guess we power this building if we ever lose
Yeah.
power. But yeah, that one's good to go. As far as I know, the rest of the equipment is all tip-top shape now. We're in good shape, other than the little pickup truck. That we're gonna have to talk about at some point in time. There's just been so much stuff going on with the weather and everything else that's been going on. I don't know, you guys might want to consider selling that. I don't know. We'll come up with a list. Brian will get us a list by the beginning of next month and let you know what all that truck needs.
We'll pick up.
It needs a lot. It's wore out. So that handles all of the equipment. Equipment's good. Big thanks to Brian for spending some time on that. Every single thing that we've had here, he has worked on. We haven't taken it to a shop. We haven't had to do any of that stuff. He's rebuilding the cylinders. He does everything. So
That's awesome.
Great.
Thank you, Brian.
So this kind of goes towards both as well, streets and equipment. I just wrote a little project summary. So far, all the leaves were picked up last year. Brian's been working on cleaning all the ditches out. I'm sure some of you guys have seen giant piles of stuff laying.
We got that cleaned up yesterday.
Yes, it got cleaned up yesterday, but you might continue to see more of that because there's a lot more ditches that need cleaned out and dredged.
And all he can do is scoop it up and put it in the piles because he can't run two pieces of equipment. I helped him yesterday get back and forth a few times. But,
Right.
As long as if I'm around, I can keep doing it, but we definitely got to find somebody.
So,
We'll talk about that later.
the last week he's been working on the borough building drainage. These, all of our drains that are around this building right now are clogged up. We're either gonna have to get them jetted out or replace them. They are blocked 100%.
I don't think they're gonna be able to jet them.
So he's gonna end up having to create a new system to
He and I
Get
talked
something.
about that.
go in for that.
Probably need to be replaced. Probably you just not necessarily use it, but the best thing to do. And
We've
then
been-
also extend some gutters across this road.
Yes.
To get the past the salt shed and the extend that out, then we get the water down that way.
Yep. That all started because a lot of this water was going into the neighbor's
Yeah.
property, and that's why
Yeah,
it was kind of a
well,
rush job to get that taken care of. One, it prevents us from flooding out here, and then two, it helps the neighbor out. He patched roads right after all the snow and everything, but now with all this rain, we're kind of like at a standstill with that. That's gonna take a back seat for the moment. A lot of stuff has already gotten boom mode. The only thing we have left to do right now, I believe, is Park, Bowden, and Patterson. Patterson also, that's the Park Road for anybody who doesn't know. That, what did we call that? So the drainage ditch that runs along Patterson, that's gonna need cleaned out. It hasn't been cleaned out in years. It's completely filled up with mud and there's nowhere for the water to go. So that's another,
Yeah, the upper end up there towards the Vets Club. There's
yes,
a drain right there, and all that water coming down off that hill is going the other way.
yes.
It's not coming to that drain. So we need to reroute that back either to the drain or get a better ditch over the creek.
There goes your yard,
Yeah, that's been.
And I even have my phone off.
Most of that's
Me too.
gonna be south.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Back to it. We didn't have any help this year for plowing roads. He ended up plowing everything every time that we had a call out. He never even,
Fortunately, we didn't have a lot.
we didn't have a whole lot, but there, the times that we
lucky.
did, most of the times were call offs or not call offs, call outs. It didn't snow during normal business hours.
Why would I wanna do that?
That's too easy.
But for anybody that wants to know, the call outs, the way that those work, I did get questioned about this. The only time that Brian can come out to do that type of stuff is if Beaver Falls Police Department deems it necessary. They will contact the 911 center. 911 center then contacts myself and Brian. That way I know he's going out and then I can kind of keep track. I don't want him working too many hours. It gets to be a lot. It's unsafe. So, but he was able to handle all of that. We did start cutting the grass. The ball fields are cut. Some of the beginning part of the fields were cut, but the backside has just been a complete swamp the last 3 weeks. So hopefully if we can get some drier weather, we'll get that cut.
Nope.
It's gonna look like a hayfield for the first couple weeks we cut it, I'm telling you. He's been performing all the dye tests. All of the brush that was behind the building over here,
Excuse me.
Yep.
Are you've done dye tests this year? I need copies of those, please. Anytime you do a dye test, I have to have a copy to turn into the county
Okay.
and stuff for the year
I
end.
think I've got those.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I have them too.
Okay.
I don't have a copy of the dye test, but I can let you know.
There was a pile of brush back here. We have bins back here. Again, for anyone who doesn't know, we accept yard waste. You can bring it up. It goes behind where the fuel tanks are, behind the water tower. We'll take smaller sticks, twigs, things like that. Anything that can fit in a 6-inch chipper.
Yeah, I think it's
Just about anything that fits in a 6-inch chipper can be brought up here.
5 inch.
There's designated bins back there that we can put the stuff in, but the stuff that was back there, that was all hauled into Brady's Run. We get credit for that. That goes towards our, do we still get credit for that? Is that a thing, Pat?
No, it's not enough to give us credit.
Okay,
It
well,
doesn't do us any good.
it gets hauled. What was that, last month he went out and picked up some cold patch. So how much of that do we have left?
Probably 3 tons still out there.
Okay, so we're good for now.
Twice you got cold back.
Twice now. Last month we talked about the fire extinguishers being out of date. Those people came, they inspected them, and we ended up having to replace 2 of them. They were, I guess, out of date. Future projects, you know what, that's gonna be under new. That's it for now. Any
Talk about
questions?
streets, paving?
Yes, I guess we can put that under old business.
Yes, it is.
So last month, I brought up that we need to start looking into getting some of these roads taken care of. Bill, I don't know the best route to take because I don't know how much money, we're going to spend. I did look into loans. Unfortunately,
I
interest
have
rates.
information on some, I don't have any information on those, but I have information on the money.
Okay, yeah.
aspects and Stuff like that, if you want to share that.
So yes, give me 1 second. I contacted First National Bank, who we do our banking with, to try and get information on potentially taking out a loan to borrow money against our own money. Again, how bad do we need to get these roads done? I know we need to get them done bad, but at what cost? It's right now. I think she said I left the paperwork at home. I think it was 6% interest rate on that. I had her price out a $250,000 loan. We were just getting ballparks just to see if anything would change. So I think we did 100, 250, and 500. The interest rate, I'm pretty sure it stayed the same the whole way through. Then they had different, yearly terms. You could do your 5-year, 10-year, whatever. But it's going to be extremely expensive. If it's something that we really want to look into, I will happily get you some more information on it. It's available to us if we need it. Bill, what was you going to bring up? Yeah, about the money.
Well, I also have the money thing, but last month I sent this
Yes.
list in with all the streets that I did a survey on. I think there's 6 of them that I had marked as bad.
Yes.
What I do not have is footage on those yet, to find out how much each piece of that's gonna be. So
Sure.
that's something I'll need Brian or somebody else to look to.
Well, I'll
mark
give
these off.
you this list.
Yeah, I can get your copy of it if you need it. I can give you this one here.
Do you have a roller, tape measure?
We have a wheel.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Good. Huh? It's broke too.
Figures.
Yeah.
Is there anything here not broke?
I just used that not too long ago. I just
Why
brought
did
it
you
down
break
there
Oh, you were the last one that used it.
maybe, I don't know. Throwing it in the bed didn't help anyhow. Anyhow, I have a list here, and I had them marked off, bad, good, fair. For my opinion, I take it you guys didn't do anything with this last month.
No, we didn't make any decisions on it.
Okay. So we'll have to go out there and get some footages. What I did though, because I also thought about how much is it gonna cost, let's do all the rest, get them done.
Yeah.
Just get them done. And I heard rumors even after that. I tried to get a hold of Young Blood and Lindy Paving. Neither one of them would respond to me with anything, any numbers or anything like that, saying this is how much we would charge, because we've paid for what, 3 or 4 years now. So I figured we'd pay 2 to 3 miles of road. We only have, I think, 8 or 9 miles in the borough. I asked for 6 miles paved, what it would cost, and I can't get anything back for that. But what I did, and I have my numbers here from last year, where I had my square footages and stuff like that. And I calculated based on each one of them, if you want to look at this, you can look at it, that it all comes out being $2.30, anywhere from $2.28 to $2.33 or $2.34 a square foot. That's how much it costs. 6 miles of road with an average width of 21 foot width. You get a total square feet of 665,280. If you multiply that times 2.3 cents per square foot, you get $1.5 million. I don't think there's any.
And that does how many miles?
That'll do all 6 miles.
6 miles.
I don't think we
Now-
have any money that we're gonna be able to do that with.
No, but that number very well could change, due to the fact that they're not moving equipment from this job to this
I
job to
understand that.
this job.
I understand that. I did the same thing. I said, okay, let me drop this down to $2 even,
Yes,
1.3 million.
1.3.
Yeah. And I don't know what the prices are gonna be this year, whether they went up, whether they're staying the same, or whether they drop. I can't get any communications from
They
these
dropped.
people. Yeah, nothing drops. The only thing that drops is my income.
Yeah.
So I figured if it stayed the same, those are the numbers you would have,
Right.
based off of last year's figures. The way I calculated it out. So there's that. Now, if you want to do more, I don't know. If you want to do less. But when I figured it out with the mile, 5,280 or something like that.
Yeah.
Square feet in the mile. When I look at what we did last year, we did 2,485, a little over a half a mile. And it cost us 1,000. I had down there 103, but I think we ended up going over because of the
Yeah, I
speed
think
bump
it it
and
was
stuff like
100
that.
and, yeah,
I think it was like
104.
116, something like that,
116,000.
Yeah,
to do a half mile.
Yes.
So I'll have to calculate. I mean, we only planned on doing about the same amount this year. But those are the rough numbers I have. If you want to go further than that, you want to make a loan for $250,000 and do a mile and a half, then you will have to rework the numbers. But what are you going to pay back on that? And I think somewhere along the line, Pat, isn't there something where the borough can get a 2% loan? There used to be some figures out there where we could get 2% loans.
and I think that was just like on vehicles, because that's what we did always get was a 2% loan when we bought new vehicles.
I'll have to do some more checking in.
Yeah.
I'll get my internet guy to work on it.
Yeah, because, I mean, this, Jake's figures were from our bank, and it was 6% interest, so.
Yeah. So it's up to you guys. We need to get started on this if we want to get it done.
Yeah.
Get something
Well,
done.
we definitely gotta do
I need
something
to get
with
this
it,
through
right.
Whitmer Engineering, and I gotta get the numbers. Like I said, I have
Bill, I
6
would
of them marked
say,
out, but I couldn't tell you how many feet are in those 6 until we go out and measure them.
Do we know of any projects that gas company, water company is gonna be doing?
Yeah, they don't
in
tell
this
you.
area?
They don't tell you until they
Yeah.
come in and do
Till
it.
we pave
was
the
nice.
road and then they
Yeah,
come in
then
and
they
rip it all
come in
back
and tear
up.
it up,
It was
yeah,
nice whenever they did all the hollow down there.
yeah.
We knew that they were doing that, so we tagged on to when they said, well, patch it. We actually got them to split the cost.
Yeah.
Right.
They paid for half the road, we paid for the other half. Got
and
the
they
whole road
told
done.
me that they were going to be coming down the rest of Ross. They stopped partway coming
Ross
down the
got paid
hill.
last year.
Not it did. But they said that they're not done with it yet because the other lines that they're replacing, they're old lines.
Yeah.
The line that they replaced is the same line that they just tied into it.
Mhm.
They said that they're gonna continue to go down there and then they're gonna work the rest of the way down through there, so, I don't know. Fingers crossed, you never know, but none of those roads are on this list. As far as.
So my question becomes to, where do you want me to go from here? What do you want me to do? You want me to go
Let
out
me
and
get-
measure these?
I'll have Brian get them measured for you. Once he gets his measurements, he can report back to you.
I'll have to go with him because he doesn't know where I started and stopped at.
Okay.
I could either do it or, with you, or I can get somebody else. I'll get it done either way, but we need to get this thing laid out and get it sent down to Widmer so they can put a package together to get it sent out for bid.
Do we need to, I have a wheel. I have one of them wheel measured stop over or whatever. I'll give you
Big
a
wheel?
one. Yeah, I got one of them. I'll just let you use that.
So as of right now, the roads that are listed as bad, that need the most repair work on them, would be High Street from 1013 to 1015. That's just a section, that's not the whole street,
Right,
that's
that's
just a section.
Spot patching.
West Fifth from 49th,
You also left on High Street Extension to West 10th. Follow that out. It says then from High Street Extension.
oh yeah, yep.
All the way down to West 10th,
Yes.
which is through the parking lot.
And then West Fifth, north of 49th, 30% alligator cracking,
That's fair.
that's
The
fair.
bad thing's all the way at the end.
49th to Housing Authority, bad/bumpy, fair. 3735 to 43rd is bad. Pine Street, it would be between West 3rd and West 2nd.
I understand Pine Street, that is nothing but a gravel road right now.
I know.
So I don't even know if you want to pay that. That's something we talked about before. There's no houses on there. The only thing that's down there is that storage unit at the corner
Right,
and then down the West Second. So that's been kind of iffy if you want to pay.
okay. And then we got West 3rd Avenue, Pine to 37th Street, bad holes and alligator cracking.
West Second.
West 2nd is almost gravel. We all knew that. That's your guys' spot. So that's also on the list. And then Jameson Street, it's good between Standard Alley and West 3rd Avenue, and it's bad between West 3rd and Cross Avenue. And I think that was it for those.
Yeah, that's it. That's the 6.
That's the 6 for this year. We'll get some measurements, get some prices, and go from there.
I can get some measurements, but if you're gonna put this thing out for bid, and you think you're gonna make a loan, then we need to know that before we put it out for bid.
What do we want to do? Do we want to do more? You guys want to look? You want me to bring information in about loans? I can contact multiple banks.
And what's gonna be your payment? How much you gonna have to make a month?
It's not gonna
We're gonna be able to swing it, Pat.
And we're already over budget now.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It's,
Because what we do here, this comes out of general fund and then liquid fuels
yeah,
for what we're doing now. And we normally do we try to do around 100,000 a year.
yeah, and that's what we're looking at with this,
My
hopefully.
recommendation was stay with that this year and then maybe next year,
Think about,
if the budget's back in order,
yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
then hit. That's just my recommendation, that's up to council.
Yep. That's fine.
that sounds good.
Okay, I'll get on that.
Thank you, sir. Okay, who's next?
You done, Jake?
Yes.
Police and fire, Lou's not here.
Yeah.
Can we let our policeman talk, our chief? Do you have
Yes.
anything?
I do not.
Okay, that takes care of
I'm
that.
not done talking.
Sewers and sanitation. Bill,
Okay, I gotta find my paperwork. I just buried it. Under old business, I know where I can start.
I love when that gets fixed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
MS4 project went out for bid. We got 7 bids in.
Outstanding.
7, was shocked, I didn't think we were gonna get that many. Whitmer Engineering called just before matter of fact, I think we talked about this. We extended the bid process opening because they were going to give a second option, which they did put out there. The first option, the original option, was to have all stone base put in when they did the relining. That's correct. Well, they found out that there's a way that's probably a little cheaper to do what they call a timber line, which is not gonna hold up as good as the wood, or as the rock. However, that's when they did that, then the DEP said that doesn't match you can't have your certificate for a permit for that. So we'd have to probably go back and restart the whole permit process, pay Whitmer Engineering all that permitting cost to get So I would just say I wouldn't worry about that. And I was kind of pleasantly surprised at the numbers we got in. I want to review, this is for all rock. This is the first bid. We got one bid, they come in at 83,191. Another one come in at 90,574. 132,866. 143,900. 153,486. 279,531. 334,670. So obviously,
That guy wants to retire after that job.
so obviously, all we're looking at are these first one or two.
Who are they? Are they anywhere near local?
One's in Uniontown, PA, the other's in Howard, Ohio. That's your 83 and your 90. You go up to 132, that is Salzburg. I don't even know where that's at. 143 is Canonsburg.
So, I mean, it's not gonna hurt to go with the lowest bid because it's gonna have to be inspected by Whitmer.
It's bid out to that package. I talked to Tony Sadaka. Is that his name?
Yeah,
I want to call him something else, Sadaka or something like that. And he said the same thing. He said he was really shocked that these numbers come in like that. He said he's recommending we do the 83.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said,
I
you're
wanna
gonna
make
have
sure-
to,
I had him go through this. I said, I want to make sure that they bid the project right. I don't want to come back and say, oh, well, we didn't understand that and we have to change the prices. He said, no, he said, he
That's
went
their
through it, he
problem.
checked it all out, he had a breakdown here of everything that he did. And he said, you can't go wrong with either one of the first two.
and how long's the bid good for?
60 days with it?
60 days.
Are we prepared to get going with that then?
And that was gonna be my next question. If you're gonna take this bid, then we need to let them know so they can proceed forward and then find out what time we wanna start versus the contractor's availability.
What did we budget this year for that project?
I don't remember, Pat.
Did we?
We didn't really budget.
I think we just put it in with swords. didn't
Yeah, we just put in, we
Oh.
didn't, and then he dropped back because budget was over, but it has to be done, so I think that's what, 30 or 35,000 in there, but we do have,
We do have the extra fund.
So after this, are we done?
no.
I
They're
wish we
gonna-
Then they can come back and make us keep doing this then.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna go on forever and ever. That's what Tony said. He said, it's just ridiculous.
Once we get to our section of the trick, that won't be done, but that.
Yeah.
We probably got, if we look at this, you probably got 2 or 3 more shots to finish our sections. Much as I don't like it, I agree with you. I think it's a total farce to even have to
It
do
is.
it.
Yes, yes.
But the state regs, but the state tells you you have to do that. What do you want me to do?
So now that's bid out, so they're gonna excavate that. Like we talked about before, 30 feet from the center out, correct?
We have a drawing layout that they're gonna do that was sent out by Whitmer Engineering that they bid on.
Yep.
And they have to follow those specs. And we're gonna take what we take out of the ground and spread it in the park.
Yes.
We're not gonna haul it unless we have excess. If we have more than we can put in the park, then we'll take it up to the dump area.
Sure. We could stockpile it. That's good dirt.
And now what's gonna happen to the park once you bring all this dirt in there? Then who's gonna take care of that?
We are.
We're gonna have to.
We're gonna have to plan it.
We're gonna have to
And
spread it
everything.
and plant it.
Yes.
All those
That's gonna be
low
our
spots, we're gonna
responsibility.
have to start marking them out, taking pictures,
We'll have to get down there with our bobcat or backhoe over there and smooth out what we want and plant.
Okay.
Those guys, by the time they dump one load, he'll have the next one spread out by the time the next guy shows up, so
Right.
we'll just have to work
But
on it
it's
like
gonna
that.
be, it's gonna be an issue down at the park, cause I already spoke to Janet, cause I don't wanna interfere too much with ball.
Right.
I got 60 days, I don't know how long ball fit season runs. When they have their field
Now,
tournaments down
where
there.
is, what section is
This is
that?
all gonna be behind the ball fields. From the Little League field down to the other side of the pony field. That's all that work's being done on both sides of the creek.
Are we losing our field
No.
over that? No. Okay.
No, there's enough room behind the pony league field that we can do this. We talked to
I'm
them
talking
about
about
putting
the-
at the Little League field, about putting a wall up like a barrier
We can
wall,
do
and
that.
go on the other side, so that was the way it was all bid.
Okay, good.
Cause that's what I told them, we can't afford to,
So
lose
they,
this. But
Yeah.
there's only like 10 or 15 feet between the creek and the Little League.
they did give us permission to put in that either stone or concrete wall.
I believe they did, yes, I believe that's part of the bid.
Part of the bid.
Okay. I'm
But
just
that's
looking,
only, that's only
I'm
for
looking
that,
for future projects.
that's only for that section.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm looking for the same thing for your area,
right. Once we figure out if we're legally allowed to do it.
with all the permits and stuff like that you are,
Right.
or, if the block missing,
It's
you
getting-
can put it in there, that's fine with me.
Bill, I know the last time you've been, what is it, a couple months since you've been down there
Yeah.
before? You ought to see it now.
Yeah, cause
I
I was
lost
down
another
there,
4 foot.
I was down there after I went through the Aiken contract with Joe and I went down.
After those last 2 major rains, it's bad.
I'm gonna have to
It's
find out
undercut
about that. Do you own property on both sides now?
Yes.
Well, you own the one side, the other side's the Borough Street.
No, I own both of them now.
We don't own the Borough Street side. Yeah, because that's.
I don't
Borough
own the street.
Right,
Right.
but the back part's down.
Yes.
So I have to find out about that too. I don't know what's gonna become of that. I mean, we bought all those blocks and that's the set down in there.
Right. And I cleared it all just to be prepared for it when we can do
The
it.
only issue I had down there was that telephone pole.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say, we'll run down and do it.
Well, I can make that disappear too.
But there you have it. If you wanna do this, then we need to,
I think we need to.
Yeah.
we need to make the motion and
I'll make the motion
set it up.
I'll second.
You're gonna
To
go with the lowest
accept the
bid
low
of
bid.
83.
to accept the lowest bid. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna need the name of that company for the minutes, please.
PIC. COL.
Wait, what?
PIC.
PIC.
DIC?
P.
P,
Paul.
oh.
Paul.
Oh, that's that,
Okay.
okay,
PICC.
okay,
OL. OM.
I have it. I just,
INI.
okay,
She needed the first part so you can look at her ledger.
yeah, I just needed to, and that's the 83,191. Okay,
And they're out of Uniontown.
That was me out of the next part.
So I will get a hold of Whitmer tomorrow and let them know that we're ready to move forward.
okay,
Now Widmer's gonna be there. They'll have to have
They won't be
somebody
there
there.
daily every time,
Yeah,
every minute.
they'll-
They're gonna send people up to monitor it. And I'll be
Okay.
down there monitoring as well.
did you say?
I'll be down there working.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
That's fantastic. Great work, Bill.
so that'll
Yeah.
get, much as I don't like it, that'll be underway.
Yeah, and that'll get
Tell
them
them we're
off our,
strapped now.
off
We
our
let the
backs.
state know that
I
we're
told Tony
strapped
that.
and that's it. We're done.
We're broke.
All right. What else did I have on my list here?
So, code enforcement,
No, that's the one.
Oh, back on streets. Talked about the paving, the speed hump. We need to get the arrows painted on the speed hump. We don't have them. We asked for that for a while ago.
Did we get the paint for that?
Or is under the paint back or? Yeah, I said it should be paint back here. If it's not, let me know. I'll run down and get it. Okay.
wait for it to stop raining.
Get the gallon.
Do you know what arrows you need?
Yeah, I got a marking. We've got paperwork and all the marking and stuff like that. They're just gonna go on the humps,
Yes.
on both sides of the hump.
Yep.
So those have to be put
So
on.
next nice day, we'll put that on the list. We'll get that taken care of.
At the speed hump as well, since the speed hump went in, Bob and Brian made me aware that there's an issue, or I've seen it in the minutes, that water now coming down that street is flowing over the hillside into the yard of the president. I went over and looked at it. When we put the hump there, the water can't run down. Now it goes around and pushes it out over. So Brian did clean up. He said he found out that on 37th Street, the big hole up there,
That
he
was
cleaned it up. That
covered,
stopped a lot of it coming down. But I think what we need to do is just take a little dip.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need much trough on the edge of the road, either rock base it or cold patch it from just above the speed bump down, and there is a drain right there in the
Yes.
corner.
Yep.
So I think that's what needs to be done. Put just a small little drainage thing in there.
I stopped and talked to Mr. Basket, right?
Yeah.
I stopped and talked to him last week, and he said since those drains were clean, that it was working better, but there's still water coming through there.
But this
So
will catch
this will
the pound.
definitely catch it.
So as long as everybody's there, you're gonna take care of having that done?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's gonna get done.
Okay. Then I'll let go of that. rock average bump issues, ditch, that. I already talked about that. That's everybody. The only thing I have left under old business, I think right now would be the emergency management. Has everybody got their 100, 700 done yet?
Yep.
If you don't, please get to it. That's it for now on their old business.
Thank you, Bill. Finance and litigation, Jason.
Gotta bring up Aiken and the
Yes.
two-can limit.
Yes, we need to discuss that. I think, tell me what you think first.
One of the advantages you'll get out of that is the residents or the houses that don't have anybody living at, they don't pay for it. Granted, there's some
That's
people
not the only advantage.
there's some people here that might use more than two, and there's a lot of people that probably use less than two.
I'm thinking, like myself, I have two big bins that I use. I never have more than one, except like Christmas time or
And
something.
you get, when you say big bin, what they classify as a bin is a 45-gallon tub. That's a bin.
Yeah, I don't know how many gallon this thing
You
is.
probably got,
I mean, it's like.
you probably got the 96.
If
that
it's a
big
regular
square.
trash can,
It holds 4 bags, so
but each can,
each can.
so that's, you got 296 is the problem.
Yeah.
So how many bags you can
You
usually
get
get?
a 96, you get 248s under the two can
So
limit.
take one of your cans, that's how much you get.
Right, and that's good for me and probably 90% of this borough, if not more. I mean, I don't know, there's a lot of single people, there's a lot of older couples.
Mhm.
So for the main, for the citizens, I think the best idea is the 2-can limit. And if you're gonna put tons of trash out, then you're gonna end up having to,
Pay.
yeah.
Will they
But
let us
that's-
use one big can?
A 96-gallon can? Yes.
They'll be able to tell the difference.
And you can even rent a can from them if you want for like $3
Yeah.
a month. Or you can use your own cans, you can use 248-gallon cans, which I think are the normal size cans.
What are they gonna charge over 2 cans?
So bring that paperwork with me.
Backyard, 2-can limit.
I sent that last month.
I have it here right in front of me.
Please read it.
If Joe and I went and talked about it.
If you
There
want
was
to rent
something in there, you have to
extra
buy
bags.
bags.
It's $6 for each bag over one of their 96-gallon can or 2
There you
normal 48 cans.
So each bag is $6 over.
Wow.
There was another option in there that
Extra bag option, borough
and you
can
have to
purchase.
call them ahead of time to get the bag.
Yeah, the borough can also
You can't-
purchase.
You have to buy the bag off of them so they know that that's been paid for. You just stick a bag out there, they're not gonna pick it up because it's not their bag. Yeah, they don't.
How do you get your bags? They bring them to you?
You call them and go get them.
Or the borough could purchase
Or
them.
we can purchase them, have them here, and
In case of 200, the borough can buy a case of 200, have them here and issue them out of here. That way, once they're paid for, then they don't care. As long as that bag's out there, they know it's been paid for.
yeah.
But now you have to have somebody here manage the bags.
Right.
And I think if you do it that way, it drops to $4 a bag, was it?
I think.
I think there was something that we got
Extra
cheap.
bags, 10 bag rolls for cost of 40 or 45 per roll. Doesn't really say much on that.
And then that doesn't include any large items. If you want
No.
large items picked up, you're gonna have to pay it. You're gonna have to call ahead and pay extra for that. Well, right now, everything goes.
What do you think, Pat?
I mean, it works for me, but
Like I said, it's gonna work for probably 90-some% of
I've
the
got a
borough.
family of 4 and I'm not filling up my giant coat.
I want them to bring your truck down your road.
What's that?
I want them to bring the big truck down your road to see if they can.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I told them too.
They're not going to. But that's okay. Worst case scenario, I'll just take my trash somewhere else.
And we'll have
If
the
that's what they
option
said,
to.
he can just take his garbage to somebody else. And I said, no, That's not in our ordinance. Our ordinance doesn't say
It's a
that.
pain for me, but
But there's no reason they can't take that truck back there. They
No.
told me they're afraid of the lines. I said, look, we take a fire truck back here.
They haven't picked up the trash in
So, you
3
know,
weeks again.
that needs to be revisited with them, get them down here. I'd like to see them down here and drive it.
Yeah, because you figure anybody that's a snowbird that lives here, they're paying all winter long.
Well, that's the other thing, under the 2-can limit, snowbird, if you're gone, you can't be, they're not gonna do anything for not paying for a month or something like that. If you're gone like 3 months, you call them ahead of time, say, I'm not gonna be here, you know, those 3 months, then you don't have to pay.
That's good.
no, I'm wondering about this too. What if I go on vacation? I miss garbage week, but I have my garbage from the week prior. Go on vacation. When I come back, if I have a little bit more than that, being they missed me.
Well,
because I wasn't home.
that's how they explained it to me. They said, well, we didn't pick it up. All these people, remember the 100 people that didn't get picked up, but we picked it up next week, so what's the difference?
Because you have an unlimited,
But still,
now, not when you have a
You didn't-
2-bag limit.
Like if I put nothing out for a week and then the next week I have double the garbage,
Yeah, then you're gonna pay extra.
You're gonna pay us $6 or whatever.
You're gonna pay extra.
don't forget to put out your garbage.
no, call somebody to have them take it out for me.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad.
Trash can.
Also, I talked to them again today, because I wanted some clarification on some of this stuff. Because I wanted to make sure that if the house is not occupied, they don't have to pay. To do that, somebody has to go down there and verify it's not occupied. Somebody from the borough will have to call them, or they can call them and say, look, we're moving out today, it's gonna be unoccupied. I think they're gonna want the borough involved to say, that's an unoccupied home, don't pull it.
Okay.
And then when it becomes occupied, the borough's gonna have to say, okay, the house is now occupied, you can start building. Also, when I was talking to them, they're not 100% sure, but they're believing they're gonna wanna change the pickup day from Monday, I think it was Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
I think it was Wednesday, they said. They're having issues with drivers and equipment and stuff like that, so they're tough. And she said, if we wanna go to the 2-can limit, then they'll probably try to do all that at the same time. They will notify all the residents themselves if they're gonna do that.
Well, how do we proceed?
Well, we'll need a motion.
You have to decide whether you wanna go to the 2-can limit.
I personally can live with a 2-can limit if they pick my garbage
As
up.
long as everybody understands, you know, make sure the residents understand, you put more than 2 cans out there and it's laying on the ground, they're not gonna pick it up unless it's a taken bag.
248 barrels or.
That's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be an
I
issue.
know
It's gonna be an
certain
issue.
people are gonna start stacking it up.
I know there's also some people that don't have trash cans.
Well, that's in the ordinance, they have to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I see
ordinance,
some of them around.
They're being told.
I'd like to have a lid on mine. Every time I put a lid on, it's gone.
It goes
Well,
to the back
that's
of
where-
the.
that's where
They make them
budget
rubber
comes in.
bands for that.
No, it's up in the back of the trash can.
Usually what happens is the guy throws it on the ground when he dumps the trash, and that's where it's at.
I zip tie mine and I leave a pair of cutters attached to the side of it. Stupid raccoons go crazy.
oh, I know.
Well, that's why I had lids on mine too, because I've had not, I don't care about the raccoons so much, although they're bad, but I had skunks in mine.
Yeah.
What's the price difference down
Yeah, what is the price difference?
Monthly charge,
That was the other thing.
2-can limits, $18 a month each year of the contract.
Yes.
And
And
we're
that
paying
stays.
22 or 23 right now.
We paid 23 right now.
You have 23 now because you're in your second year.
So that's an extra, that's $5 you're
So
saving
you're saving an
And
extra
it
$5.
doesn't go up, right?
a month.
It
No,
doesn't
and
go
it
up.
stays that way for the term of the contract, $18 a month this year and next year.
Well, and here's the thing, with the money that you save over the year,
You get almost a free bag a month.
yeah.
I don't know.
You
I don't know, because
you're not
then you-
gaining nothing.
For that $5,
We also have all the houses that don't have people occupied, not getting charged.
that's the big problem.
Mhm.
That's the biggest problem we've been having.
Yeah,
Well, that
Yeah.
solves that. That's
And
just-
that's
That
all.
solves that,
I got a
but,
whole listing of
but
it.
now you're gonna have everybody that puts out a couch or a mattress or something, now you're gonna,
Well, you're gonna pay extra for that, yes.
You have that one extra bag during.
I could start hauling stuff. I said I
Call
can
me.
start a new
How often
business.
do you see a couch out?
No, you don't too often.
Yeah.
You see dressers
You
out,
do
you
see,
see
yeah,
different things out,
mattresses.
mattresses.
Anytime I have something large, I take it down to Valley. But
Right, that's
I
no
have a
problem
truck.
for someone that has a truck like us.
Or is able to do it.
Yeah.
Hurry up and get mine out there before we change it.
But
You
but
just
they're
call it.
saying like a
Okay.
couch or a dresser is how much?
$10 in it.
For what?
That seems
Backyard
fair.
pickup is $10 a month.
Not backyard, large item pickup.
Yeah, just a single large item.
Does it break it down to a mattress,
Yeah.
bed, dressers?
Mattress.
Yeah, I didn't have a breakdown, but I think because I think what's gonna happen, that's gonna require a different truck.
Yeah.
Although I'm not 100% sure of that.
No,
I
they'll-
shouldn't say that, because I don't know that.
No.
Joe, do you remember what they said about that?
I thought it was, didn't they just talk about a flat like $10?
That's what I thought.
That's
It was
just
$10.
it said just backyard pickup. That's pretty much anything in your backyard. $10 a month.
Yeah, that's my recollection, Bill. I mean,
According to what this
I'm
your
the
last
bag.
meeting.
Any one item?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if it's $10 per item,
It says a month.
$10 for everything.
Like when Gilbert put out all that carpet, he ripped all the carpet out of the upstairs of his house and put it into small rolls. How are they gonna bill for that?
That's what I mean. I don't know how that part of it's gonna work.
I don't know.
If you wanna do that, then there's those type of questions we need to answer first.
Well, it says on the option B, it says at house, the backyard pickup additional fee per month is 10.
But is that per
but
item?
it doesn't say.
But that's per month.
If I put one dresser out, yeah, you, okay.
They charge $10 per one item. per
Is
month.
it, for, you know,
So if it's for a month, that's 4 pickups,
yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying.
For
Why you
$10,
need to
right?
pay-
According to what this
Wait,
says.
We need to
It's per
verify that that's
Well,
factual.
backyard pickup means if, let's say that everybody on the street puts their stuff in the front yard, and you're the one guy that puts stuff in the backyard, you're paying extra for that.
I bet you'll find that they're talking about that $10 for the one pickup.
Yeah.
So if I put a couch
That's
out
what I'm
this week,
thinking,
Yeah,
too.
it's an
I'm
item.
doing, or let's say I put carpeting out, we're doing big
Yeah.
Vermont. And then 2 weeks later, I get the new couch in, put the old couch out, they're gonna hit you up for another $10.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a $10 per item thing.
yeah.
I know that's the way.
And I don't see that being bad. I mean, to get rid of somebody's couch, I'd happily pay somebody $10 to get rid of
Sure.
it. See
Yeah.
ya.
I wish they'd take TVs.
Yeah.
I
You
know,
gotta go to Cranberry
and computers.
or Ohio.
Well,
I'll take computer.
Well, like I said, Jake has a dump truck. I got access to a dump truck. So it's no big deal to us. Mayor, you want to chime in? What do you think? I mean, I want to get some opinions here. I don't want to just jump into this. and-
I know. Well, after weighing heavily on all these thoughts from last meeting, I think what we're doing now is fine because of all the things we're putting out.
I'll let you choose.
Plus spring cleaning and then
Status quo then,
status quo, I'm okay with it.
until,
I
just wait it out until,
wait it out.
I'm okay with
I
it,
mean-
because there's too much Amazon.
I don't wanna go pay, when I'm throwing lamps and things away, they come and pick up lamps and then and 2 weeks later, I'm throwing out a chair or something. I got stuff I'm getting rid of, because we're starting to downsize.
Facebook Marketplace, make some money.
Well,
Call one of your friends up, hey, pick this
Take it
stuff up,
next
take your
door.
trash.
want to table it until maybe finish out this year of the contract and set it up for the last year of it. That way, everybody
You
has a
want better
chance.
clarification on the $10?
yeah, I'd like to get more
Yeah.
Write that
clarification.
down.
I'd really like to get some input from the community too.
Yeah.
Could you put something on Facebook?
yeah, can you run one of those, what do they call that?
Polls on the
Questionnaire, like,
Burrow.
what do you vote?
Well, yeah, if you can give me the specs for this new service, so citizens can look at that, when they have
Yeah.
questions like, what if I have a couch, whatever, if there's some concrete answers, like, well, that's $10 or whatever,
I would like to do that,
I'll
put that out
up
there
on
for
the
the
website and
citizens.
social
I think that's a
media.
good idea.
There's quite a few people on that page, you know.
Yes, there is.
Oh, these
That
are the
doesn't
specs.
answer, that doesn't answer the $10 per item thing.
All right, let's just table it for now. Let's get more
clarification.
We'll
information.
have answers on the $10 items soon
Yeah.
that you can
Can I
add.
keep this?
I got an extra copy.
Okay.
And are
We are
you,
going now.
did your place close
They're
yet?
not very good at haggling, are they?
No.
No. So these guys will be closing soon. When are they gonna get a garbage bill?
Opening soon.
I don't
They
know.
should have dumpsters.
Are you guys gonna need the trash can or a dumpster?
They're a business.
We love dumpsters.
We love
Then we don't gotta worry about that.
We don't need to
You're
worry.
gonna deal with
They're a business.
dumpsters. That's it.
And you can go anywhere for a dumpster, right? They don't have to use Aiken.
Yeah, we'll come down and fill it up for you.
Sounds that way.
That extra bag's going to your dumpster.
They only charge $5
There's any lamp
for a
spare, I know where it
If
came
you see a couch on top of your dumpster, you'll know we voted.
Lamps and dumpster, lamps and dumpster. All right.
What else you got, Jason?
What was all in here? Oh, we talked about grants.
Yes.
I did apply for a grant for the park that was set up for 50K. We did get made on the list for them to actually move forward on the grant. So they're gonna be taking this next year and raising the money for it. We should have it April 2025.
That is great.
Great.
Provided it goes through.
Yes.
That's
But they have to raise the money
Looking like
first.
it's going to.
There's only 2 in Beaver County that has actually submitted so far, and that was us and Koppel.
Nice.
I do have a couple emails out to different places trying to get some grants for MS4. I'm gonna be looking
Good.
for one for streets.
Good.
Now, in this grant that we could get for the park, is there certain things that they're looking for you to do with that, or just anything
You have to
apart?
get a list of what you wanted to accomplish.
I basically gave them a short little blurb saying, we're trying to make it more ADA compliant, upgrade the park playground, the kitchen, put a trail around the park, stuff like that.
Awesome.
And it's no matching, so.
That's even better.
It's pretty much
Best kind of grant.
50K straight to us and
Oh, can you
we use it where we need.
Hmm.
Other than that, I'm trying to find more grants out there.
Perfect.
Keep it up, Jason.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Good job.
What did I have on my parties before the next one?
Is that it?
We did have one interview for a new
Oh,
hire.
yeah.
How'd that go?
He kind of failed us. He was supposed to be getting a driver's license and he never went and got it.
He doesn't have a driver's license. So what good is it?
Typical Gen Zer, right? Is that what they call it?
He's 20 years old. So he'll been able to do some good work, but
Wow.
we gave him a week to get a license.
And it's almost 3 weeks now, so
Yep.
where do we go from here? Brian needs help.
I've called everybody that I've had for resumes. We've got no new ones in. I've called the schools, put in little ads with them for like their summer jobs. We get nothing
Now,
back.
we do have some old resumes that you guys interviewed, but they don't want to work for the money, they want more money.
We're not gonna be able to get anybody for that money.
No.
I just talked to another contractor today at Home Depot, and he is going through Indeed, and they sent him different guys. He had to get up to $25 to get somebody, and he said he'd pay $25 to $30 if the guy had tools and had a little bit of know-how. He can't get nobody. He had 3 guys show up. One lasted less than a day, one lasted 2 days, and the other one lasted a week. And just nobody wants to work. Nobody
You get
knows
paid
how to work or
more to
something.
stay at home.
So
Well-
we're going to have to pay at least $20 an hour, I'm thinking.
One thing, Brian made a phone call, when was that? You would explain what you talked about?
2 weeks ago. The lady, they don't do that in inmates anymore.
Right.
So,
Inmates are off the table,
yeah,
but
and, they got the,
community
juvenile
service.
kids.
Yep.
Yeah, you have, what do they call it, Community service, yeah.
Community service.
That's what we used
Yeah.
last time. Those were community service kids. We had that, I think, last time.
I got a call in to the one lady and I left a message on the other lady's phone and it's for Career Link. And, I guess they kind of work together if they got kids in our area or somebody that, don't have to go far.
And those kids are good for park cutting and stuff like that, but you can't take them kids out and put them on the road paving or cutting.
No.
They're not gonna do anything like that.
We do
They're
plenty
for
of
just
grass.
general cleanup and stuff like that.
What schools did you call?
CCBC, Geneva. I don't want to go too much further out for that.
I was just, somebody had recommended maybe calling Beaver High School. They have an ROTC program and I guess they're always looking for community service type projects for them, especially in the summer. Maybe, I don't know.
That would be good.
Give them a call tomorrow.
You know any Eagle Scouts looking for a project?
But we need somebody, not just to cut.
We need a
we need somebody to
Right.
work for
Right.
Brian to give him some hand.
To drive a truck.
Yeah.
What were we advertising for? 16 or 17?
No, it was
It
14,
was,
and up to 15 after 90 days.
yeah,
You get the thing for that.
so we need to.
One guy said he would work for what?
18. That was David Patton.
That-
That's also the guy that said that he would come and help us for winter time if we needed it.
Yeah, if we need guys
Who's
to
that?
plow, he would come out and plow.
David.
You know?
We have his phone number.
Is he the one from Newcastle or something?
Cranberry, I think.
No, he's not from Cranberry. He's from Elwood or Newcastle area.
Oh, jeez.
That was the problem.
But he said he would actually drive here and actually help us out if we need to on plowing.
Problem is in case of emergency now, he's driving.
You
But
ain't still got that number for that James that was working here, do you?
Jeez.
Buckenheimer.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be a good idea because I'm getting letters from Berkheimer because he hasn't paid taxes and blah, blah, blah. They,
Is that the one that started and then had his son go?
No.
That was Robert.
no, that was Robert. No, that was the one that Lou.
He said he'd work again. He said-
Yeah,
Yeah.
he called one to see if we were still in need of
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah, he said he'd work again.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, and then next week when he gets another job, he's gonna
How are
quit.
there no kids in this borough that want a summer job? That makes no sense to me. I would have loved to have that job.
I know.
We were sitting there playing computer songs.
Different day and age.
Yeah, after COVID, it just changed the whole thing.
Yeah,
But you have the one guy said he would work for 18.
Yeah.
So what
Should
about
we-
Beaver
what do you
Falls High
think?
School and Blackhawk High School? You advertise up there yet?
No, I was going more towards the college kids.
Reach out to them, see if we can't get a senior.
What is our obligation age-wise, working that kind of work? I mean, we're not talking about cutting grass, we're talking about
I don't think
physical
there is.
labor.
I think
That's
it's,
why I kind of mentioned that James. He was a good worker. He just needed more money.
right.
We should have information from him, right?
what the
I
James
don't have
kid.
anything.
But it's kind of hard to wait. We really need to get somebody now. We
Yeah.
don't want to wait till after school.
Yeah, I mean, I've got his,
Down Ball Hill, or
well, I've got his address and
Okay.
stuff, but
He
he's
is
not
living on Ball Hill.
responding to anything. Then I gotta think from domestic
So what, he quit
relations
because he
too.
would?
he needed more money. He always mentioned about a tow company that he's going to go to. They offered more money.
Well, I understand that he's having issues with a bad divorce and he's just kind of,
Well, maybe
Well, I don't know
maybe he
what else to
needs
do.
something like this.
I don't know. I mean, I've got his information at home.
I just think maybe offer it to him, and maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, if he's a good worker, if Brian likes him,
yeah.
Oh,
reach
yeah.
out.
It seemed like he was a good kid when he was here. He wasn't here long.
Yeah,
well, let's reach out to him then. I see what he wants. Any idea?
We can start him at 14 and
Offer him 16.
Well, that's what we had for him, was 14, and then he
14,
went to
15
15
after
after 90 days, but he said he needed more money. You have his
Why
number
don't
yet?
you, why don't you reach out to
James,
him and
no.
see what he wants?
Do you have his number yet?
I have it at home.
Okay, well,
You get to-
Get it off of
I'll
her.
get it to you, yeah, because that's the one that Louis.
Yeah.
What about David Patton? He's from where? Newcastle?
Newcastle area.
Yeah.
Elwood, I thought he was back at Elwood or something.
Newcastle area.
He said he wanted 18.
To start.
We'll see what, I don't know, you guys reach
I
out
think
to both of
anybody-
them and see what they,
Huh?
I think anybody you're gonna look at, you're going at least 18.
Probably.
and that's no benefits, right?
It's a really hard part.
You have your
Okay.
assignment. You got it done yet?
Yeah, go before.
Well, do you wanna check with Mr. Patton too?
Yeah, see if he's got a new job or anything.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, we definitely gotta do something soon.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I've
you know,
emailed all
even
resumes
at
I had,
18,
called
How
them.
much you paying?
I'll text you as soon as I,
What's next?
I got a grandson that might work.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
Gotta be at least 18, according to the job requirement.
That's what I was wondering.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep, that's what
Yeah.
it says on the job requirement. 18 and driver's license.
How old
That
is
was
he?
our requirements.
yeah.
14.
Does he have a license? Does he have a driver's license?
He can drive better than most people.
All right.
And
He's 6'4".
That's all I have.
Okay, Jeff's not here.
And it's
So-
Ordinance,
You go ahead. You know what, I do have something for Parks and Recreation, kinda, sort of. It's under old business. Janet wanted me to mention that she has, been talking with the guys down there, trying to get them to be a little more proactive on their cleanup. I guess a bunch of trash got left down at the park, after a game, nobody cleaned it up. And then
did she get a hold of Kip?
Mr. Toy, I don't know. She got a hold of somebody, but before she did, Mr. Toy went down and
Cleaned it up.
cleaned it up himself. Other than that, that's about it.
Okay. Okay, on mine, tennis courts. I talked to,
Pickleball courts.
Yeah.
well, the old tennis courts.
Pickleball court.
The pickleball court, I talked to Vern Krebs. He says the tar plant isn't open yet. He said they usually open 1st of May. So he says tentatively he'll be down to seal it and do all the finished work 1st week of May. Unless they open sooner and the weather's right, then he'll get here and get her done.
Cool.
So that's tentatively. Ordinances, Tina, what do you have?
Well, isn't old business on ordinances about the stop signs that we gave to the solicitor?
That and the yard sale, yeah.
And
Yeah, how's that coming?
Signs and.
Well, I've got a draft of the yard sale and pretty much I know what I'm doing now, thanks to the chief.
We'll,
thanks to
we'll
Bill.
wait. Whenever
Well,
we
wait till
to
you get to
that.
me.
Okay, the guy up on High Street with a few cars and high grass, we filed at the magistrate 4 separate suits, whatever you want to call it, charges, whatever. He paid the one, he
He
said,
pled
I'm
guilty.
guilty, and he paid a $210 fine for the high grass. Didn't do anything about the cars yet.
He paid the fine,
He didn't
But-
cut the grass.
he didn't cut the grass or.
Yeah, he didn't cut the grass, so I figure we're gonna have to,
Second attempt.
You're saying he paid the fine, Bob, but he still didn't cut the grass.
yeah, pretty much.
So then he's expecting another,
He's
citation then.
expecting another fine.
Yeah, he should be expecting another one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what they explained to me on the phone today was that it's out of the $201 that he paid.
Oh, he paid 201.
Yeah, it was 201 and some change. I can't remember what she told me, but it was 201. 101 and the change goes to court fees. The other $100 that's remaining gets split between the state and the borough. So, and she said once a month, they'll kick out a check and send it to
$50.
borough.
So we got $50 coming.
Yeah.
That should help our budget.
And I get a report from them too that lists everything.
I didn't know how it worked, so I
Use that
just,
to buy the new garbage bags.
Yeah, those are $800 for 2.
There's
So,
more fines coming.
is there anything else we need to talk about on old? We did one occupancy permit this month.
one lady, what was it, over on, what was that address?
Oh,
3723 over here. What's that, around the corner? I didn't even write the. street,
Yeah, the hill over here.
Where the dumpster bags
38th
at.
Street.
43rd.
She cleaned up all her trash,
Yeah,
across the
whatever
street
it is.
trash. The dumpster bag is still sitting there. She has an issue with that by the mere fact that she only has a car, her husband's incarcerated. So we
But she
got-
did clean up the trash. It was
yeah.
across the street, all around
It
her
was
cans,
everywhere.
all over the place.
It was,
I just stopped in, me and Tina stopped in, we had a little talk with her, and the next day we come by and it was cleaned up. So,
we're coming up with a plan for the dumpster, so back.
yeah. These bagsters, they're selling these bagsters for $30 and these people think that they can just fill it up and somebody's gonna come take it. But when they call, it's $130 to come take it away.
Yeah.
So there they sit.
If even Waste Management will even come down your street, which they may not, you know? So.
Anyways.
It's a bad
That's-
sell on Home Depot.
Is that all? That's it. That's it for me. Mayor.
Yes, I just want to give a report on the 911 update from the Ambridge trip I took on the bus with Beaver Falls and the police. Great building, great tour I took there, a lot of changes coming. To 911, they take care of so much, and after like normal business hours, everything is all to 911. All calls go there, and police, they have direct contact with police. A lot of legwork is done through the 911 center. It was an immense learning process. I'm being very educated in how the cities and the counties are run and how much work everything gets done around here. I really appreciate it. I do know that all the addresses are being changed in Patterson Heights.
Yes.
The heights are being changed. They're all going numeric now because everything's,
They used to be spelled out. FORTH
Yes.
Street.
everything's too repetitive with Beaver Falls and College Hill and all the numbers, and they're gonna have to change all their street signs. Everything is going down to being exact because 911 is so precise at everything. And because of 911 and it's Beaver County also touches all the outgoing, like West Virginia, that border, and Allegheny County and Lawrence County and Butler County. It was just amazing. So if anyone once a month, at the end of the month, that Beaver Falls has these meetings and they have any of these trips, I do let everyone know. You're more than welcome to come, but it's a learning thing. But I do spread the news of what I learn. And I appreciate all the calls and everything that the police do. I know they've had close to 1,200 calls last month. I know we have 48 ourselves that they cover, which was what was on this month's report from the chief. But they are constantly running. Busy group, great time. Okay,
Can
that
I
was
change
my,
the address on the property behind me so I don't keep getting his mail and packages?
Keep his packages, throw his mail away.
and they are changing they're saying they're changing what are they?
Scanners.
The scanners, I'm sorry.
Radios.
They're all going digital.
What is that?
Digital.
For November, I think.
Is West Mayfield prepared for that yet?
West Mayfield has all digital radios. Yes.
Perfect.
They bought them all.
Good deal.
Even got radios in the truck. So they're set.
Is that it, Mayor?
That's it.
Okay.
For me. Chief, did you have anything to add to that? Did I miss
No.
anything?
You covered it.
It was a great tour. I loved it.
Good, I'm glad
Okay.
you liked it. See you this month.
Okay, our solicitor, Joe.
All right, a number of things, Bob.
Good.
First item there, 3716 West Second is the, which was sort of an industrial facility that they want to put the athletic complex in.
Gentlemen are here.
These three
They're
guys
all
right there.
here.
Okay, they're all here.
All the partners are here.
And your attorney, Joe Ascar,
Yes.
contacted me and asked me about getting something in writing for your lender. And that's what I wanted to say, Bob. Pat told me today that that is zoned commercial, and so this intended use would be consistent with that. So, in fact, I brought a letter now, just as long as you tell me, I'm signing it as solicitor. I was gonna send it to the Ascar, but when I just give it to you, I'll give it to you.
Perfect.
Okay, to you. But do I have counsel's okay to do that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And then the other thing, couple other things. We talked about the yard sale. You guys had mentioned that what you wanted was to limit yard sales to no more than one yard sale or garage sale per month per any residential structure. Is that correct? Okay. I'm not going to read this to you, but I want your consent to advertise this, so and then I'll send it to Pat. It will be on your agenda for next month. I'm just doing an ordinance here now. A couple things I put in here because I did look at some other ordinances in other communities. Obviously, I have in here that no more than one yard sale per month for any residential structure. I also put in here that anybody selling there must be a resident of the premises in which the sale is occurring.
Okay.
Or if there's more than one seller involved, at least one must be a resident. So,
Yeah, one person.
yeah. A yard sale, if you want me to leave this in, or garage sale shall not continue at a particular site for more than 2 consecutive days. So somebody could do a Saturday and a Sunday, I guess, or.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday.
Friday
big
and
no.
Saturday
Right,
usually.
I mean,
Yeah,
you want me
Friday,
to-
Saturday's big no.
Yeah.
You want me to leave that in there? Okay. And again, these are just some ideas I came up with from looking at others. A maximum of 3 signs advertising or giving directions to the yard sale may be posted within the borough. You know, people put their signs up on poles. You want that in there?
That's fine.
Say that again, Joe?
3 signs.
We're not
3
gonna
signs,
lose that
people-
anyways.
Yeah, you're not gonna, yeah. Now this too, and I wasn't sure about this. A yard sale or garage sale is defined as a sale or offering of a sale of 10 or more items of personal property in any one structure. It's 10 is what I saw. I live in Beaver. I looked at our ordinance, it said 10. You want less, you want more, you tell me.
10 or more, that's easy to do.
10 or
That's what I
more.
figured.
Yeah,
If somebody's,
Got less than 10 items.
yeah, if you got less, that's what I was thinking. So I think that's pretty, okay, then you guys are okay with this?
Stops the people from putting a bike or a motorcycle or. a
Right, you don't
car
want
in
them to
their
have
yard
to-
And let
yeah.
them sit there,
Right,
you
okay.
know? Cause that would be one item.
Okay, and then, okay, that's the yard sale ordinance, I'll advertise that. And then, thanks to the chief and thanks to Bill. I didn't realize you guys had this many stop signs in this community.
I think, what's there, 106?
Yeah, I mean, when I looked at this, I felt like, I was gonna call you and say, you sure about this, Bill? Because, but you do, and I was concerned about a couple of things that I talked to Chief Johnson and he clarified everything for me. What I just have to do, and I will go ahead and advertise this for next month. I'm just gonna do a very simple couple paragraph ordinance saying that these stop signs, we're not putting new stop signs in. These are recognizing what's existing here, what you have already. I think it's like, you have an ordinance, you have to have an ordinance, right? For stop signs.
For stop sign.
The one you have now has like 6 stop signs referenced in it. So obviously that's not enough. Okay, so we'll do this. The other thing, again, the chief talked to me, sent me materials on this. One of the problems remember there was a woman who fought this and was able to get that. The stop sign was not properly installed either in terms of height or configuration of some sort. We don't have to put that in the ordinance because that's already in PennDOT rules. We'll just have to get that. And Brian, like if you would be one doing this, I don't know who's going to be doing this, but then it'll give you like directions to follow. Make sure these things.
You're gonna have to take out that one at the ball field.
It's in the
It's in that-
barrel.
The one that's in a barrel.
Actually submitted in the ground.
Line parking lot there.
Yeah, we'll have to take it out and put a regular sign back in.
Why?
Cause isn't that the problem with that one?
It's too short. I thought
Oh.
was the issue. We could probably put a pole on it and raise it up to 7 foot.
Oh, I thought it was because it was in that,
Yeah, it has to be a particular height. There's technical specs.
Yeah, technical specs for all that.
They have to be a particular height, they have a certain visibility, they have to be placed in a certain spot. So that's something you have to reference whenever you're going from each of these signs to make sure that.
Well,
they're posted.
Well, I made that barrel down there. My head's that they're gonna trash the car.
Well, that's a problem, because when you're putting on a post, if somebody hits a sign, they're supposed to be designed to break away to prevent injury to the
Well, that's the
motorist.
problem. At one summer, that sign was ran over 4 times.
I understand.
But it needed to be 7 foot tall to the bottom of the sign, and even the one on Patterson,
7
the
foot
right.
to the bottom of the sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a technical
Yeah, I have
spec
specs on all
that you can pull up, and it'll tell you exactly how everything's supposed to be placed.
Does that also include the one by Jake's?
Any stop sign.
I mean, not you, Jake.
The corner
Jake,
tavern,
The
Harvest.
corner,
and-
yeah, you
and-
know which
That
one
one's
I
our
mean.
barrel too.
That one from, that's a barrel, is that one of them?
I don't know. I don't know anything about whether it's got to be in a barrel or not, because they're supposed to be breakaway
I mean,
signs.
that one was hit though. I think a bus hit that one.
I put that in there and ain't been hit since.
I bet it has.
Well, you do. Tell it. Yeah.
I remember when that sign kept getting run over. He
Yeah.
was so mad. It was like a day after we put it up, somebody else plowed it over. Like, you know.
You still need them posts, huh?
Yeah.
How many do you need?
So we're gonna be
I'm
adding
gonna get a
2 more stop signs to the
dozen
list
on
here
that.
soon too. That's under new business.
We need.
Well, wait, 2 replacements or 2?
No,
Two
they just want to
new
add new ones.
Okay, well, somebody let me know in the email.
We'll go over that in new business. We'll figure that out here shortly.
Okay, all right. And the only other thing, amending property maintenance ordinance, I must have missed something because that wasn't on my radar. What are we talking about there, folks? So
I need property maintenance.
Is that behind the fence?
I don't know, I gave you those papers.
which one is that, Tina?
I don't know, it was kind of written off to the side of it about adding for recreational vehicles, hold on.
Oh,
I guess I should,
instead of just motor vehicles.
I think it was the, hold on, not that one. The 2.9.8, because it doesn't talk, it just talks about vehicles parked on premises, vehicles stripped, what is it, unregistered and or uninspected motor vehicles parked and kept on premises. So that's where it got a little gray area with that one gentleman with the camper, because he's like, well, it's not
It's not a
a
motor
motor
vehicle.
vehicle, so
What's that under, Tina? What was the number you gave?
that's 2.9.8
Okay,
under the nuisance.
all right, okay. All right, I'll take care of that for
Yeah.
next month. If I have any questions, I'll just call you.
Mhm.
Do you have her number?
Actually, I have yours.
Okay.
I'll call you.
Call her.
Call.
724 312-2890.
Okay.
You know, when you have in your phone, you don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah.
I still know
Cell
numbers
phone ruined me.
I know numbers from friends back in the 70s.
When you dialed them or pushed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know anybody's.
Oh, I know,
today.
I know.
Yeah.
That's still where it is.
What else we got?
That's all I have under old business, guys.
Okay.
But what about the billboards? That was old business with the billboard.
We talked about that a couple meetings ago
About,
about billing for that
About-
big billboard.
yeah, and about how AJ wanted us to put up a billboard,
AJ's good, I think.
but about, so the sign and the permits for signs, if people, oh, that's a B or something. If people want to put up a sign, they have to pay for a permit.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
if you got that billboard there continually up every year, shouldn't you have to renew your permit?
if the ordinance says so.
But,
If it's like an annual license,
yeah, that was
Okay.
something we
I'll
were
make a note of that too.
kicking around.
I think that's stink.
I think it's.
Okay.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right.
it's revenue, not be great, but
I know I think it's like $50 for a sign permit. At least it was umpteen
Did AJ
bazillion.
pay for a sign permit yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
no, I think he was waiting for approval on it. He sent over those drawings and whatnot for where he wanted to put it on his building, one on each corner and then
Yeah,
one
but they didn't
down,
file for an application yet.
because he didn't know what he
He's
did.
putting it on a building though, that's
Yeah.
different than,
Two in a building, he wanted to put one on the street.
okay.
Oh, I didn't know about the street. I don't think.
Because as far as the building goes, I don't think you have to get a permit. to put a
Well,
sign
there's
on it.
something that says in the ordinance that you can only have a thing for so many square feet,
Yeah.
there's your building, blah, blah, blah. There is for how big you can go do
But
it.
you want to make sure there's something requiring,
Yeah,
if it's a permanent signage that you have to provide for the annual registration and license. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to have a permit to put it in your yard, but not on your building.
but it still can't be over a certain size.
Right. Okay. All right.
That kind of sums it up all, what you just said. Yeah, I think you're right. You don't.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go to new business. Jake.
All right, I got a list of future projects, and some things that we need to look after. I'm gonna give you the breakdown. So we're gonna finish boom mowing. He's got most of that done now, but we're gonna continue on it. The stuff that he already boom mowed, some of that's already grown back, like it's coming up quick. So we are gonna have to get into some weed killing. I'm gonna have to purchase, I think I'm gonna start with maybe 3 of those jugs. That's gonna cost us around $300. For
What
all of
happened
our
to the jugs
weed.
we had? I know them other guys didn't use them.
Do we have any left? No.
Or did you?
No, they're gone. That was last year.
Yeah, they didn't use them.
I took them back off of them. I gave them to the guys at the ball fields to spray.
Oh,
Yeah, they
I
finished it
knew them
off.
other guys weren't using them.
No, they didn't. So I'll start off with 2 jugs, see where that gets us. But I have a feeling we're gonna need around 3. That's usually what we used years prior. We are gonna build a tank so that we can put it in the back of the truck and he can drive around and spray with it. It's gonna have a long hose on it, so.
You're gonna take my tank, aren't you?
Yes, but that
You
hose
gotta get
setup
pump.
that we were looking at, that was what, $100-something bucks?
You mean the pump?
Yeah, the pump.
Pump was only like $60-something.
Right, and then we'll attach a hose.
Yeah, you can attach a garden hose.
So I'm guessing that's probably gonna cost us around $100 to get that set up, figured
You're gonna
out.
spray the hillsides then, like
The
where
sides of the roads.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, we're gonna do the sides of the road and then all the weed-ridden places of the park. All the stuff that we don't wanna weed whack anymore, that's gotta go.
The year before, I had a power washer hooked up.
Yeah.
Worked good.
That thing was a fire hose.
Well,
It really
whatever
put
you
the
gotta
water
do.
out. We'll get something figured out for that. We're gonna continue to cut the park. We are cutting the baseball fields this year. I brought this up earlier, Patterson, going up to Bowden. That drainage ditch needs cleaned out. That's gonna be a massive project and it's really gonna be helpful if we have somebody that's driving a dump truck while he's loading it.
You talking about Park Road?
Yeah, Park Road, across the street from the park. That whole ditch there, it's filled up with trees and mud and everything else. It's a mess.
I drove through there and checked that out myself.
That's why that road's bad.
That's why it doesn't
Water,
last.
water can't get anywhere.
We might want to consider backfilling those in, especially in an area like that. I noticed before, somebody runs off the side of the road a little bit, it's kind of a tight road. That thing just swallows cars. They're gone. So maybe if we backfill that with some of that big slag, remember them big rocks or whatever, that might help us a little bit, or at
There's
least.
no actual drainage basins on that side of the road, are there?
No.
No, they
Just
just
up
got
the other end.
just a pipe just dropping off the side of the road there and going under the road.
But there's no pipe going under the road to the hill, if there is.
You mean going toward the park?
Coming from the park, going under the road to the hillside.
Yeah,
There are pipes there,
yeah, there's, I want to say 4 or 5 down through there.
but there's no basins at them to catch
No.
the water.
It's just a pipe sticking out the side of the hill.
So we're gonna look into getting that taken care of. Parking lots down there, we're gonna try and get them graded out again, just smoothed out. There's still plenty of material down there. We're gonna be back on the patching roads once this rain kind of goes away. Continue grading alleys. I already asked about the 2A gravel. Right now, best price we've got so far is $600 per triaxle load. That's 23 ton. And then Tank Alley's gonna need a new drain. What do you suggest we do about that down there?
Before it's running off that guy's yard.
Mhm.
I can just cut a ditch right to the drain,
Okay.
but it's gonna go through his.
Yeah, I have another thing I need you to cut out for me too.
We're gonna look into doing some of that cold patch or whatever right there at that speed hump. And then there was
If
something
you remember
else.
last year, we had an issue with a guy in West Fifth complaining about his yard filling up with a swamp. And we found out there was cold water coming out alongside the water
Yes,
tower.
Yep.
After I've been messing with Jimmy Riggio, he finally said, do whatever you need to do. You have our permission to go up there and do whatever you need
Yes.
to do. So all we need to do is, I can take you down and put a trough up here. You catch the water here and just run it down to the basin that's right below.
Yep.
It's 20 feet. I'll take you a half hour and scoop it out and let it run.
Yeah. The other one that, it's on Tank Alley, is, guy that lives there on the hill, right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
He's got that gutter and it comes a big iceberg out there in the winter.
Yep.
That side of the hill needs cut out so his water will get down to the catch basin.
Who's that hose?
Yeah,
The last thing I have
he didn't
is,
seem to care about it.
we spoke
It's
about
an issue.
looking into speed humps on High Street to do something about the speeders. I went up there and I was trying to find a place to put them, and I was looking at it and thought to myself, High Street and High Street Extension, where they meet, they T. If we put in stop signs there, if we put a stop sign on either side of the road there, we can either keep the 3 or go to 2 and do one of the things like Stephen Hill has where upcoming traffic doesn't stop. The only reason why I considered that is because anybody that's going through there is going to know that there's a potential risk if I run this stop sign that somebody's not going to be stopping coming up that hill. In my mind, that works, but it doesn't work sometimes because how many times have you
Skinny
gone?
roads up there too.
Right. So at least if we put stop signs in, we get the added benefit that cars can't go fast anymore because they have to stop
So
in
they
the
can
middle of
finish
that
the
road.
stop.
No, right, but I mean, if there's, it's either
Slows
they're
them
gonna
down for a
fly
minute.
over a speed bump or they're gonna stop at a stop sign or fly through a stop sign. The one benefit is that if our police officers are sitting up there and somebody wants to burn through a stop sign, that's an easy ticket, right? An easy ticket. So, and that's right in front of Mrs. Burns's house. So that's gonna stop everybody in front of her house.
Give her a whistle, she can go out there.
But I wanted to at least mention that and see if maybe I can put a motion on the table to add 2 stop signs there.
Let me just ask you, what is your purpose in adding the stop signs there?
To slow people down.
You can't do that.
Well, I mean, it's,
You can't use stop signs at regular speed. That's something I didn't even know. I talked to the chief and the materials he gave me, it's crystal clear. He's right, yeah.
so what if I eliminate 1 stop sign and add 2 stop signs so that the uphill traffic doesn't have to stop, but the other 2 do now have to stop?
The only
I
purpose
don't
you-
want to get into
The
speculation.
only purpose you could use for that was
Trying to find
coming uphill all the
workarounds.
time.
I'm just telling you, you can't use stop signs at regular speed.
I didn't know if you were allowed to
Can
make
you
it a
use it to
3-way
keep somebody
intersection.
quiet?
Depends on how hard you swing
You ever tried to tell somebody to stop? Didn't see that in the regulations, Bob, but it's a good idea.
Might have to look into that one.
Well, so one of the stop signs that we have here in our borough is on West 8th right here. When you drive down in front of the apartment buildings, there's a stop sign, and then there's another stop sign. And then the uphill traffic doesn't stop.
Right.
43rd.
Right. So basically, it would be doing the exact same thing, just in a different area.
And I don't know how long that's been there.
All I'm trying to
why
do
it
is
was
kill
put
2 birds with 1 stone
Right.
here. I was told to look for solutions, and that was one of my solutions. It's either that or we spend $20,000 on a speed hump.
there. And they're gonna hold up in court.
Well, if you
Huh?
did that,
I don't know.
if you did that so the uphill traffic doesn't have to stop because of the winter. you know,
This
you
will
guys
be
are-
the problem I think you're gonna have is when you're instituting new stop signs, they're gonna want some type of traffic study to determine why that was placed there. And we have no accident and crash data from that intersection. I can tell you that now.
Okay then.
What if we have people coming in and complaining about getting up that hill when it's wet or winter time?
What if we just put stop signs there and tell you not to write any tickets?
That's out of my
Yeah.
scope of
I don't know.
expertise to
All right, well, that was a suggestion anyway. It was a good one.
Yeah.
Um,
But simple, we just put stop signs there and don't
What
ticket
was,
anybody.
what was the issue for us putting in rubber speed bumps?
Putting holes
We
in the
can, but
ground.
now we're putting holes in the ground.
Yeah, you're just gonna bust that road all up.
In the wintertime, you're taking them out.
And that's just gonna create more areas for the water getting underneath and just raise up the road.
all right, there was one other thing. Tom DeLuca called me. Tom DeLuca called me right before I came over here today, and I think I know the answer, but I told him I'd bring it up. He wants 40 foot of 2 foot pipe to put across his son's driveway, or across the front of his, I guess it's the double wide over there on Bowden. He said it's the water's washing out the yard. Something you might want to take a look at.
Well, they cleaned the drain out there today. It ain't been cleaned in years.
I don't know if that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, if it's our property, then.
He says, I'll put it in if you buy the pipe. And it seems like we had had this discussion before, but I'm not sure. I told him I'd bring it
I
up.
remember you talking about there, yeah.
I had that issue down on West Fourth, lady pipe crushed in the end of her driveway. She wanted us to replace it. She had to do, we can't replace her driveway pipe.
We'll take a look at it, see if it's a water issue that we can do something about, or if we need to talk more about it. I told him I'd bring it up, I brought it up. Let's move on. New business, Lou's still not here.
Are you all done, Jake?
I have nothing.
So Jake, you're good with buildings, grounds, you don't have nothing else, right?
Not at the
Bill, you
moment.
say you have nothing, okay. Finance and litigation, Jason?
I just have one thing up out there for IT, safety, and sanity. There's been a lot of emails going around asking for help from like Mayor, Bob. If you see something coming from a my.com account, delete it. Don't even go into it. What they're doing is they're getting into the email, you reply back to it, they get into your address book and start sending out messages. So if you see anything coming from any of these guys on the council from my.com, just delete it. Don't even read it. IT background, security. It's one of my big things.
Okay, is that it? Thank you. Jeff's not here, Janet's not here. It was brought up to my attention, the fire department, our diesel fuel is off-road.
Yep.
It's not allowed to be in,
Not supposed to be.
yeah,
They've
so,
been using that for years, ever since I've been in the fire department.
right, I just
34 years.
heard that and I knew that, I mean, I knew that you guys have been getting it back here, but I never realized that it was off-road fuel. So we're gonna have to stop that, and you guys are gonna have
I knew that was
to
coming.
get your fuel from,
I knew that was coming,
why is that?
because I knew it was coming. I told them guys, I said, when they find out about the fuel, then they're gonna stop that too.
Well, we're not stopping it. You're just gonna have to get your receipt and give it to Pat. Go down to Sheets. It's illegal.
That's gonna be expensive.
Well, you're only using 80 gallons a year. I mean, you're not gonna
Whatever, that's fine. I'll tell them. I'll pass for it.
I mean, it was brought up to me and
Yeah, I know who brought it.
but it's illegal, so. All right, that's all I got, I think. Mayor,
Yes.
new business.
Yes, I just wanted to discuss our Earth Day plans. I sent an email to you and 3 other gentlemen on
Text message, yes.
On
For the sign.
about the advertising for Earth Day on the sign. I do see the signs working. I know last Saturday, I don't know if there was a function over there. It wasn't working. There was a bunch of cars over at but.
Yeah, whoever had the rental over there, they unplugged the electronics to the sign.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't see it working, but whatever. I did email, I put it under a group. And I got an answer from Jamie. I did Jamie, you, Michael, Lou, because you come here, Lou comes here. Jamie said I had to come to a meeting, but you all had the text. So I didn't come to the meeting. Did you talk about it? Can we advertise Earth Day?
About there. Well, what do you want to put on? What are you trying to put on?
Earth Day, cleanup, the community.
You got a listing that you can send to me? I
Yeah.
fixed the signs up. He's not in the department anymore.
Why would you have to go to a meeting to discuss putting in?
Tell me what you want on it.
Okay, it's gonna be,
Send me an email.
thank you. Okay, I'll do it in
Short
an
blurb that
email.
we put up on the sign.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
So next time, send it to Bill.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll change
Bill,
it.
I'm sorry, I didn't have you as,
None of them know how to do anything with that sign.
Yeah.
but I thought you
Right
two
here.
did.
We're the only two. And he's
But
not
you've been
He's not in
ailing.
the department.
Okay, you were recuperating, so I thought I'd just keep him.
I'm recuperating.
And he
But
was
Jamie knew
at,
about it though.
what?
But Jamie knew about it though, for meeting time.
That's great.
Was he at the meeting?
He's
Who?
Jamie.
Yeah, he was there.
He was there, okay. Well, I mean,
But he
for
didn't
the
bring
guy.
anything up because I was at the meeting.
Okay, were you at the meeting? No. Was Lou at the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's it. Just send it to me. I'll take
Okay, thank you, Bill. Thanks. That's all I had for Earth Day. Okay. So that'll be on the sign and you're already advertising on the, good. We're good to go. Thank you.
Kevin. Bob brought it to my attention. I think it was Bob. Anyhow, Chris Lemon's phone number is still on the occupancy permit application on the website. So his number needs to come off and Bob's needs to be put on. Yeah, I changed it on all of my information, but I didn't know it was. Thank you.
Okay, Joe.
Nothing needs action, but one thing I did, I noticed there's been a lot, last couple of months, discussion, the citizens, you guys, about the fire department, the relationship of the fire department with the borough council, going back and forth, and Pat actually gave me the idea about doing a memo. I researched through the borough code. There's not much that really addresses what council can and can't do vis-a-vis the fire department. So I just put together a memo. I just wanted to pass it out to everybody. You guys can read it or not read it, whatever you want to do.
Well, thank you.
One for Pat.
This might be good.
Anyway, it's just informational. That's all I have, Bob.
Okay.
Can you read that?
Do we need to make a motion to pay the bills? We just don't have to.
Do we have to do that anymore? Motion to pay the bills and all that stuff?
You should do a motion to pay the bills, yes.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, pay the bills. Ratify purchases made by committees. Need a motion.
Motion.
Any other business? All right, meeting's adjourned.
Thank you very much.